Well, I'll be off then.
Alright.
I didn't think it would be so difficult to come up with parting words.
You can say whatever you like. The first thing that comes to mind is fine.
Okay, then I'll say to you the same thing I said to them. Farewell, Michelle, until our souls cross paths once more in this boundless sphere of fate.
Farewell, indeed.
However, if by some infinitesimally low chance we do happen to meet again, would you be my friend?
Morgana, absolutely. I wouldn't want it any other way.
I'm not a nice person, you know. I'm nothing like the white-haired girl. I'm sure to be off-putting and rude, to cause you much grief and pain.
Don't worry. I was doing enough to handle a little pain without pulling away. You're fine as you are. You don't need to change. So let's meet up in our next lives and become good friends.
I'm glad to have had you in my life, Michelle, and thank you for everything.
I still vividly remember that moment. The vow we made in that illusory gathering place of souls, that we would be friends in our next life. The life I now live, with the memories ingrained on my soul, born into a new body of flesh. The word miracle can hardly begin to describe what it means for me to be here in this world again, to have reunited with Giselle. I believe I'm here now because Morgana prayed for it to be so. She said she was neither a witch nor a saint anymore, just an ordinary, powerless soul. She said her wishes would not cause any more miracles. Yet, a miracle did occur. My new life was Morgana's final miracle. However, I've still yet to cross paths with her again. Morgana, where could you be now? Are you somewhere in this vast world? I pray that you are. By your prayers I was given life. By my prayers may you as well. I would soon like to make good on my word and become your friend.
Before we start, I wanted to ask, how long did you intend on going for tonight? Just for reference.
Until Nelly shows up, which is like an hour and a half. Somewhere
Okay.
around that.
Whoa, look at me. Okay, let's see. This is the bus stop where we're supposed to meet up, I think.
Very kawaii.
God.
This is such a lovely, peaceful area. Not too far outside the city, and easy to get around, too. Did I show up too early? I mean, I did let him know I was on my way. I know it's the 11th hour here. I'm starting to get butterflies. I'm going to be living here from today forth. Everything's gone so unbelievably smoothly. It feels almost unreal, like it's all a dream. Do I look all right? My hair's not a mess. My skirt's all straight and unwrinkled. My makeup isn't smudged. I did remember to brush my teeth, right? Oh, what else? What else?
Giselle!
Ah! Michelle?
Why the squeal?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Trying that again. Good morning, Michelle. And thank goodness I got the right place.
It would have taken an impressive effort to miss the bus stop. Anyway, apologies for keeping you waiting.
Oh no, not at all. I actually did just arrive this time. So,
Hmm?
I'm getting kind of flustered.
Flustered over what? You're fidgeting like a small child. How did this come down to meet you? Is there something wrong with my outfit?
No, it's nothing to do with you. Well, it is about you, but not like that. It's just, I'm moving here. I'm going to be living with you. Just thinking about it makes me want to jump up and do a little dance. I don't even understand how you can be so calm.
Turn it down a notch, Giselle, please. You're drawing attention.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. But that doesn't mean I'm any less over the moon about it. Don't tell me you don't feel the same way, Michelle.
Of course, I'm thrilled. You were at my old place all the time before this. We practically lived together already, so I can't say it really feels any different than usual.
You what? This is a huge occasion. Be more excited. You're making me feel like I'm the only one who cares.
Is everything going to turn to a huge occasion? I can't imagine how she's going to react when it comes time for a wedding. Can be more excited you want, though I get the feeling you think something was wrong if I ran out pumping my fists and shouting, "Hell yeah!" like Stone Cold.
Come here, hell yeah!
Good point. If you came out acting like that, I'd wonder if you'd eaten something funny. You're right. Just be yourself.
Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I've been very much looking forward to this day as well.
I'm glad to be here too. So, how far is it to our new place?
Well, you're looking right at it.
Oh? Which building is it? That apartment building with the blue roof over there? It looks lovely.
No, not that one. I mean, right here, the 4-story building with all the ivy.
What? What? Isn't that a bit gigantic? Isn't that a bit extravagant? Isn't that a bit... Oh my heavens? What are your parents? Royalty? How can they afford to just give you such a fancy apartment building and then go off and buy a new place for themselves? In what way does that not count as extravagantly wealthy? Do they swim in a money vault too?
Giselle, you're shouting again. People are looking at us.
I'm so sorry. I got a bit wound up there.
Well, the building does look quite nice from the outside. It's getting rather creaky and will need a great deal of fixing up. Not to mention, my parents just inherited the property from my grandparents. They're not really anything special. And they're certainly not swimming in cash, no.
You can't keep a property like this in the family for multiple generations without lots of money.
Is that actually the case? I'm not sure. Though, now that I think about it, even back then, I never been want for a roof over my head. Huh. Things were pretty difficult in other ways, though.
Michelle, promise me you won't go using your family's riches to get yourself a harem of concubines, okay?
What in God's name kind of man do you think I am?
I'm just kidding. I know you would never do anything of the sort, Michelle.
I'd rather you didn't joke about that, please. Reminds me of father from back then.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking at all.
My heart belongs to you, alone. I don't have to tell you that, though.
I don't care how obvious it is. I still love to hear you say it. You should do it more often.
I'll keep it in mind, though maybe not in public so often. Okay, how about we get going then? This way. Roughly a year after we were finally reunited, arrangements for the two of us to move into an apartment together on the outskirts of the city were finally complete. It was a well-weathered 4-story building passed down to me from my parents, but it was still rather nice for its age. In this day and age, having a guaranteed place to live seemed to be quite the advantage. In fact, my colleagues sometimes poked fun at me, saying I had it way too easy. I couldn't help but chuckle when it did, although, at least as far as the modern era was concerned, they weren't exactly wrong either. That didn't mean I was going to twiddle my thumbs and coast through life with my good fortune, though. I kept myself nice and busy with work. Was it generally more optimistic than in the past? Anxiety about an uncertain future seemed to be hardwired into me. A coworker once asked, "Why do you work so hard when you already got everything?" To which I obviously couldn't respond. Because my previous life taught me that nothing in this world is guaranteed. So I brushed the question off with a vague, "That's just the way I am." My inability to be complacent in anything in my new life was, in its own way, a challenge. But it had its benefits too. Knowing what I'd been through before helped me better appreciate what I had now. And knowing what life was like back then helped me understand exactly how easy things were now. Any obstacles I ran into felt trivial compared to back then.
Wow, there's even a courtyard. I wasn't expecting anything like this.
My parents tell me that people in this area quite like throwing parties and barbecues and such when summertime comes around.
There's something just unbelievably wrong about you saying the word barbecue, Michelle.
Huh?
What about you? Do you like to throw barbecues too, Michelle?
Hardly. What kind of madness would compel me to willingly subject myself to hours in the sun, standing over a hot grill, cooking meat, and engaging in small talk with people I hardly know?
I should have seen that one coming. What's behind the door there? It's too dark to see inside.
That is not being used for anything right now. I'm planning to have it renovated so I can rent it out in the near future.
I see. So there'll be even more rooms then. I wonder what it used to be, though. Thanks for having me.
Giselle, you're not a guest. You live here now.
Oh, right. I do, don't I? This place just feels way too luxurious to be mine, you know?
It's not that extravagant. You act like you've never been in a building like this before.
I'm just your run-of-the-mill commoner girl. Always have been and always will be. I haven't been all aristocratified like you. It's going to take time for me to adjust.
Aristocratified. Now she's making up words.
This really is a lovely living room, though. The windows are nice and big and let in tons of light, and you have a spacious veranda, too. This is like a complete 180 from the dark, dreary place you had back then. It's not musty, I'm not choking on dust, and there aren't even any decomposing parsnips in the corner. No boarding up the windows for you this time.
I wasn't the one who boarded them up in the first place. And if they weren't covered, I probably would have been found. But in any event, I'm glad you like it.
Anyone would love to live in a place as wonderful as this.
She seems genuinely happy with it. And a smile like that is infectious. I'm glad I took the time to remodel everything. The property itself may not have cost me anything, but making the interior not look several decades old was an arduous process. I'll be keeping that part to myself, though.
You keep this place clean, I see. I was worried I'd have to get to work making the place habitable first thing again.
The first visit a year ago was a bit unexpected. Not plenty of time to make sure things were ready for today. The bedroom isn't quite as pleasant a sight, though. I just stack all your belongings up in there for you.
Ooh, thank you. You could have just left it at the door and had me bring it in, you know.
You know, I couldn't do that. Though, I will conveniently forget to mention at the first box I opened container underwear. I bring myself to unpack anything after that.
Well, I suppose we should start unpacking then.
Then we should. Though, just so you know, I haven't had time to get a wardrobe or anything. The living room's all set up, but everything else is still barren.
Yeah. You were busy with a big project just before the move. You must have been pretty swamped, judging from the awful bags you had under your eyes every time I saw you.
That was part of it, yes. But mostly I just thought you might want to choose something you liked. That maybe we could go out shopping for furniture together.
Oh, of course. I would love that. This is so exciting. It feels almost like we're newlyweds. Or not, maybe.
That it does. Although, I guess there's nothing actually preventing us from getting married right now, is there? It's not something I just want to throw out there casually. I'm pretty sure she feels the same way. We moved in together. Once I get married while we're at it. Probably wouldn't go over very well. What if I'm overthinking this whole thing, though? It's Giselle. There's a good chance to be happy no matter the circumstances. Not to mention, it'll be out of character for me to get on my knee, pull out a banquet and ring and propose to her beneath the moonlight. I had a bad enough tendency to try to find the perfect moment to say something, only to never end up doing it. I should just quit thinking about it and just do it right now. Anyway, we should get right on that.
That's Anyway, we should get right on that. Come on, Michelle. Let's go furniture shopping.
Coming.
There's so much to choose from.
But still, nothing that quite feel right.
There are so many lovely wardrobes, but nothing that really shouted, "We're spending our whole life together."
Seems like a bit much weight to put into a simple wardrobe.
But I did get a bunch of catalogs, so let's look at them later. We'll sit side by side and flip through every page together, one by one.
How long is it going to take to get all our furniture if we go into these lengths for a simple wardrobe? Only shopping is also an option now, so we could always look for something nice that way.
Maybe, but I enjoy wandering around different shops with you more. You can't build up a good attachment to your furniture by just clicking add to cart on some big internet store. It's better to see all your options in person and discuss what we think fits best.
I I'm not sure how there's a difference. Though I do agree it was a rather enjoyable experience. That said, if I were doing things with anyone but Giselle, we'd throw in a towel and bought the thing online straight away.
I've worked up an appetite from all that walking. You want to get lunch somewhere nearby while we're here?
Yes, let's. It's a nice place not too far. Maria?
You what? You can't just drop that on me out of nowhere, bitch!
That was quite the shout. Someone in an argument, maybe? And I get the strangest feeling I've heard that voice somewhere before.
She's right. I recognize that voice too. I only prefer to get away as far away from trouble as possible. Let's get a closer look.
Yeah, you told me it was just a fun little thing you were doing when you gave me the job. But that doesn't mean you can call me out of the blue and say you're shutting the damn place down. I can't just pull a new job out of my ass. I need time to find... Excuse me? I don't give a shit if you have a customer. Don't hang up. Ugh, son of a bitch! He actually hung up. God, I'm fuming! Here I thought he was a decent guy, but nope. I just made an ass out of myself. Friggin' old fart. Don't open a damn restaurant if you're not serious about it. The hell's your problem? This ain't none of your business. Piss off.
Maria?
Lady, remember to... Yeah. Just remember to mute yourself between lines. It's okay.
What? How do you know my name? Have we met somewhere?
Have we met? We worked together in the mansion.
Huh? Mansion? I don't remember ever taking any housekeeping gigs.
Ah. I wasn't thinking and started talking to her like I do Michelle, but I don't actually know if she remembers anything from before. And judging from her reaction, I don't think she does.
You come by the cafe sometime, maybe? I swear I'd remember a couple like you, though. You don't exactly blend into the crowd.
It was the cafe? The cafe was really busy that day, so you probably didn't notice us.
Excuse me? That hole in the wall hasn't been busy once this whole damn year.
Oh, well, then I guess, yeah, I must have mistaken you for someone else.
Someone who looks like me and has the same name? I got a fucking doppelganger?
Lady, mute yourself. This is starting to remind me of my encounter with Mel. I should throw her a line. Never mind us. Is something the matter? You're making quite the racket.
Not really something I should go yapping to strangers on the street, but hey, fuck it. I'm in the mood to let off some steam. The asshole owner of the cafe where I work decided he was shutting the place down out of the blue. Can you believe that?
Really? He's just closing down shop today? That's terrible. Doesn't he know anything about labor laws?
Labor laws? You go straight for the book, huh, lady?
If you can't get through to them with words, what other choice do you have?
I mean, sure, if I wanted to, I could take it to court, I guess. But honestly, I don't think I give enough of a crap.
The Maria I know wouldn't back off with her tail between her legs.
The Maria you know? You mean my doppelganger? Anyway, I am planning to give him a piece of my mind. But the job was never going to be a permanent thing, and I was thinking about looking for something new soon anyway. So it was really just a matter of time. But that doesn't mean he can just call me out of the blue and say, "Yeah, I'm shuttering the operation today. Find something new," and expect me not to get pissed about it, you know? Give me some advance warning, asshole. I need time to start looking for something new. You may not have anything on the line here, but I got my whole damn life. So, while I'm not gonna give him a taste of the law, I am gonna give him a taste of my fist.
Just likely to get you involved with the law regardless.
I feel a bit better now after venting to you. Not that anything's actually any better.
That's quite the pickle. I wish there was something I could do to help, but I don't have any leads.
If you find yourself with a roof over your head, please let us know. I manage an apartment building on the edge of town.
Maria?
What are you guys, like con artists or something?
Why would you think that? We're offering you this from the goodness of our hearts. The goodness of our hearts.
Snowball's chance in hell you are. No one would offer a friggin' apartment to someone they just met on the damn streets.
We, you know, we just feel like it was destiny that brought us together.
Woof! You're totally con artist, lady. Either that, or you're trying to trick me into joining some shady cult.
I swear, we just want to help, nothing more.
I realize you're skeptical, and that's perfectly understandable. We are generally concerned about hearing what you're going through, but we have no intention of forcing anything on you. I know it doesn't prove I'm telling the truth, but here's my business card. Hopefully it will at least help to put your mind at ease.
Wow, you're not fumbling through a social interaction for once. Normally, I'm the one who has to get you out of your own messes.
That was how many hundreds of years ago?
You can get business cards which say whatever the hell you want. But, whatever. Sure, I'll take it. There is still a chance you're just stupidly friendly strangers and not trying to rob me blind.
I don't know about that either, but I can at least promise you, we mean you no harm.
Well, I'll just have to take your word for it. Thanks for the card. You might hear from me if I find myself neck deep in some real shit.
You can call us before it gets that bad, too. Don't hesitate.
Sure. You really are pushy about this, lady.
Just being friendly. Maria has a tendency to run wild when things get too bad. I'd rather not see that happen to her again.
I'll take a chance on your not being con artists and give you my card too. Of course, it's outdated now that I'm out of a job. You can text or call or whatever if you need me for something.
Ooh, thank you so much.
Well, I've gotta go give that cockstain a tongue lashing. Thanks for hearing this poor stranger out.
Oh no, don't mention it. Only ask that you do not do something to get the police called on you.
Don't worry, I won't. Probably. Anyway, I'm out. Who knows, maybe we'll see each other again.
Maria's the last person I expected to run into today. Wow.
Caught me completely off guard as well. Though it appears she doesn't remember us.
Yeah, I guess that's how it's supposed to be for normal people, but I'm still kind of sad.
Though, if she did have those memories, no one actually met her in life. I almost prefer this to the alternative, where she recognizes Giselle but not me.
You okay, Michelle? You're spacing out there.
Fine, yeah. I was just thinking that even if she did remember you, we want to be you as the maid, not as you are now.
Oh, you're absolutely right. She still hasn't apologized for calling me a creep.
You still haven't let that one go?
If Maria's here, I wonder if that means everyone else is too.
Certainly possible. Maybe you will get your wish of having that 1,000-year class reunion.
Imagine what a sight that would be if they were brought together again without the power of the curse. Maybe their relationships wouldn't have to end in tragedy.
Certainly hope so. I don't want anything like that to happen ever again. And to do all come together, will you be there with everyone else? Was the white-haired girl correct in saying your soul is no longer able to take human form? Morgana. We had memories of the distant past, not merely of when we were children, but of our previous lives, of our time in the period known as the Middle Ages, of a cursed mansion that wandered the earth across centuries, of a time beyond time where my soul bore witness to numerous tragedies centered upon that mansion, of my encounters with the souls bound together by the threads of his curse. But ever since reuniting with Giselle in this era, those memories have begun fading away. Or perhaps they were simply filed away with other memories that had little need to dig out anymore. A small part of me was saddened by that fact, as I felt like I was letting go of an important part of myself, but I chose to view it in a positive light, that I'd come to terms with everything that had happened. That the most important thing to me now was to live my life alongside her. As the older memories faded, they made room for new ones. We had many, many years of new memories ahead of us. So I settled on leaving the past in the past, to focus on building up my new relationships. I didn't regret that decision. I had loving parents and friendly, easygoing co-workers, neither of which I had in my previous life. Hatred and animosity were no longer constant fixtures in my life. I couldn't say my life had been entirely rid of fears and anxieties, though. There was still the issue of deciding who I was. What do I want to be? But I have reached a conclusion on that as well. My body, the source of so much pain and suffering, the cause of great tragedy, is something I've been conditioned to be ashamed of. It was now suddenly a part of who I was, not a cause for any sort of concern. Which is to say, I was free. With this newfound life of my own, I felt no need to cross paths with those of my past life, to instead focus upon forging my own path. If they even were here in the same era, they too had their own lives. And that was the proper order of things. Nevertheless, seeing the threads of fate were not so easy to untangle. And a chance encounter with Maria felt like a snowball beginning to roll down a hill. We talked at length about our past lives, both on the way home and as we ate supper. All it took was one little thing to break the whole dam, holding back our memories. Most of my time in that mansion was, frankly, miserable. There are things that made me sick just thinking about them. Not everything in my life had been cleanly wrapped up, nor had I let go of all my grudges against those that hurt me. But I also understood that this pain had helped to mold me into the man I was now, so I couldn't simply categorize all those memories as unequivocally bad. But I could hardly say I valued them. I did feel like they were important to who I was. And I hoped that if Morgana was in this world as well, she had all her past memories like the two of us. That they were not merely a source of pain for her. While the memories allowed us to move forward, it was just as likely hers would have the opposite effect. So for this girl whose existence I couldn't even be sure of, I prayed to her pass, not become her ball and chain. That night, I had a strange dream. My view was hazy. I couldn't tell where or even when I was. My feet weren't on the ground. It seemed like I didn't exist in that place at all. I felt as though I was looking down upon someone, as though I was lurking within them, as though I was part of the world itself. A voice crying in despair, tears rolling down cheeks, slouched shoulders near but forever out of reach. It wasn't unlike the dream-like worlds I had traversed countless years ago, a powerless observer of events long ago.
Michelle, when you set me free, it was the witch you released, not the girl. Pulling back the curtain was enough to stop me from being a witch. But what lay behind that curtain is just a source of new pain for the powerless girl I've become.
Is that you, Morgana? Where are you? It's so dark. I can't make anything out. Your voice is so distant. Like there's a giant wall between us.
Michelle, will you offer salvation to this powerless girl as well? Will you take my hand once again?
Morgana, I thought that breaking the mansion's curse and releasing everyone would provide everyone trapped within it salvation. I believe doing so would make everything better. I still stand by that much. Nothing good would have come from leaving the mansion to rot away in this curse for eternity. But if, by doing so, I've caused you even more pain, then I want you to find you and do what I can to help. I'm just not sure. And that's the right thing to do. If offering you my hand once more will actually provide you the relief you need. It's a morning like any other. A little bit more lively, smelling a bit nicer.
Good morning, Michelle. Breakfast is ready and waiting.
Good morning, Giselle. You're up rather early. You could have woken me. I'm more than happy to help too. I mean, unlike my previous life, I can handle most day-to-day tasks as well. so don't feel like you have to do everything.
Get back to me when you can cook an egg without burning it. Anyway, I was in a cooking mood today. I like making things, so I don't mind at all. Now, to your seat with you.
Well, you insist. Thank you.
Oh, not at all.
Huh?
What kind of herbal tea would you like to start your day with? I have some wonderful chamomile leaves if you would like.
Water, please.
Water? You couldn't even play along for one exchange?
It's kind of charming how she likes to play up being the maid from time to time, but it's difficult to know how to react. Besides, we don't have any chamomile.
Here's your water, straight from the faucet. How dreadfully dull.
But healthy. I'm not sure what to tell you about that.
After being the maid for 1,000 years, I get urges to serve. Also, maybe it's my imagination, but you're looking a little under the weather.
What? I am? I guess I slept pretty lightly last night, so I am a little tired.
What happened? I didn't roll over and kick you in the face or something, did I?
You're a very sound sleeper, as I learned in our previous life. But no, I had a rather peculiar dream.
What kind of dream?
It was about Morgana. She was pleading for help. It was probably just a dream. I presume it was brought on by an encounter with Maria yesterday, which my subconscious then connected to Morgana.
I don't know. Dreams like that usually have meaning, I feel. It could be a premonition and she's in trouble. Or maybe it's a sign of some sort.
You certainly are taking this dream quite seriously.
Of course I am. It's your dream we're talking about here. If you saw her, that has to mean something. And if it turns out to be nothing, then it's nothing, and we can have a little laugh about the whole thing. But assuming the dream is a premonition, it means she's alive now too, and she's going through tough times. We have to find her and help her through it.
You're right.
Did anything else about the dream stick out to you?
I'm not sure how to articulate it, but the dream was very hazy. I'm not even certain it was based in the present.
Huh? What do you mean?
Do you remember when the two of us attempted to change the past?
Of course, I remember it vividly. The world we went into was a recreation of the past, as opposed to the real thing. But your hard work there convinced everyone to be better, and you even managed to clear up Morgana's misconceptions. No one can deny that. So, what about it?
One night, while we were there, I had a dream in which I encountered Morgana. Not as a witch, but when she was still alive, as a saint. It was a dream of a time no longer.
And you think last night's dream was the same sort of thing?
It felt similar, yes. So even if she is having difficulties, it may very well be from another time. Which would mean there's nothing I can do to help. To say nothing of the fact that we don't even know where she is. So while it is curious, I don't think there's much to be gained in worrying ourselves to death over it.
We could sketch a picture of her and put up missing posters.
You make it sound like she's a lost cat.
But we wouldn't have a good answer for anyone who wanted to know what our relation to her was. We knew her in a past life, would get the cops called us 9 times out of 10.
We'll do what we can. Besides, expect we will cross paths again, assuming our fates have not yet been permanently at rent.
Absolutely. We ran into Maria after all. There's no reason to believe she'll be the only one. And if we do meet Morgana and she's having trouble of some kind, we'll do everything we can to help her through it.
Yes, we will. I suppose there's not much room for us to refute that stupidly friendly accusation, is there? Morgana was in large part responsible for Giselle's centuries-long tragedy. But she holds no grudge over that, even actively seeks to offer her a helping hand. This isn't the first time either.
What are you laughing about? I didn't say anything funny, did I?
Nothing, I was just thinking about how blessed I am to have fallen in love with you.
Huh? Where did that come from?
You've always been such a brilliant light in my life, both this one and the last.
You can't just pull that on me first thing in the morning. Also, you're the same to me, so... Oh, jeez. Now breakfast's all cold. Come on, let's hurry before it gets any worse.
She asked me to express my love more often, but whenever I do, it always ends out like this. On a somewhat related note, do you have any particular desire moving forward?
Well, First, I'd like to get the rest of the furniture we need. After that, the spice cabinet's looking a little low.
Oh, I didn't mean the immediate future, but more long-term. I'm curious to have an image of what you want to do now that you're free from the stress of university life.
I know it sounds cheesy, but I would be happy with any kind of life, as long as it's with you, Michelle.
I see.
But, well, if we're talking about dreams, then I think I've told you this before, but I want to open a shop one day. I haven't thought about any specifics yet, though. I studied economics in school, but I'm not really interested in big business like that. I like to do something more modest, like a local family store or something. So my degree is not going to be much use, as it turns out. My first step, I think, is to find some place that will hire me, so I can get the experience to handle whatever may come my way. And after seeing what Maria went through, I know I can't just take the first thing that falls into my lap.
A shop. A shop.
What's on your mind?
I'll let you know after it has time to simmer.
Oh, is it perhaps that you prefer to have a stay-at-home partner?
Oh, heavens no. I want you to be able to do what I want with their life. I never would have brought it up if I felt otherwise.
True, true. Although even if you had said, no, I am this house's breadwinner, I probably would have fought you on it. We may have the whole world at our fingertips in this era, but no search engine can predict the future.
For now.
And if ever the time comes, I need to be able to support you.
She has her act together so much better than me.
Let's make the most of every day we have together, okay?
Yes, absolutely. We spent the whole day hunting for furniture, as we had the previous. It was challenging, but eventually we found a wardrobe that felt right. We brought dishes, toiletries, and a number of other daily necessities. With everything in this place, our new apartment finally started to feel like a real home. Once we made it past the hurdle of actually moving in, life quickly settled back into its uneventful routine. The fact that it had been a full year since we were reunited made it easier to smoothly transition to normal everyday life. Time trekked onward, my days busy but largely unremarkable, with no further unusual dreams to interrupt them. And then, before I realized it, a week had come and gone. That afternoon, I let Giselle out to the apartment's building courtyard, and then I made her a proposition, the idea I hesitated to bring up a week earlier.
What? You can't be serious.
Giselle, take it down a notch. You're going to disturb the other residents.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I need an explanation. What do you mean, do I want to try running a cafe?
Her face was practically pressed up against mine. There was a blaze in her widened eyes. This was about how I expected her to react. The question had both come seemingly out of nowhere was a decision with large-scale and long-term ramifications. I wasn't asking her if she wanted to work at a cafe, but if she wanted to open one of her own. The unused space on the ground floor that Giselle had asked about on her first day here had in fact used to be a cafe run by an elderly couple. Eventually, it got to be too much work for them to physically handle at their age, and they shut down shop, leaving the space unused for some years. Among other reasons, their furnishings and equipment were old and needed replacing, so no one stepped in to take over the business. The fact that the property was on the edge of town rather than the heart of the city also kept a lot of prospective replacements away. Though the biggest reason was no one had been actively advertising the space availability. Not that I thought a for rent sign over the window would even bring anyone in, but nonetheless, it felt like a waste to leave the space unused. So I'd originally been planning to renovate it into another apartment. And as the owner of the property, consolidating it all would make my life much easier. However, if Giselle was interested in using the space to run her own cafe, all that went out the window. Everything was still in the planning phase, so I could change course readily enough. I had enough savings to cover the purchase of new equipment. My parents would also likely try to help, but knowing us, Giselle and I would probably want to handle everything ourselves. But even after explaining everything, Giselle seemed far more perplexed than pleased.
I'm thrilled about the offer, genuinely so. It's just, owning a shop was more of a fantasy than anything, and I've never actually given it any serious thought. But most importantly, I don't have any experience. I've done some part-time work, but that's it. I'm not even remotely qualified to run my own cafe. I just got out of university. That much responsibility would steamroll me.
I hesitated to bring it up because I was fairly certain your reaction would be just that. And I do agree with you that experience is vital to embarking on an endeavor such as this.
Then why did you ask?
Because, on second thought, I remember you had a great deal of experience already.
What? I don't recall having any real work experience.
Not presently, no. As you said, you're a young woman fresh out of university, but there's more to your story. You were in the past, the daughter of a merchant. I am certain you will be able to draw from experiences in your many, many years as a maid as well.
But this is nothing like that. Working in a mansion and working in a restaurant are two completely different skill sets.
The work is certainly not the same and times have changed, but I don't think the skill sets are necessarily that different. Both require you to be mindful of other people's needs and desires.
mindful of others is the last thing I ever was as the maid.
I think we find out it's not entirely true. Even as the maid, your heart was still present. Now, of course, this is entirely your decision. The path is available to you if you're at all interested in taking it. That said, I believe it's perfectly fair to take an opportunity present before you when you feel you lack the experience to take proper advantage of it. If you do, I'll be here to help you with anything you need.
I don't know. It doesn't feel right to just have it all dropped into my lap. Don't get me wrong, I'm thrilled. I'm just not sure how I feel about having everything handed to me on a silver platter, like I didn't earn it myself. And then I have to wonder, what if I mess everything up? Which, I know, isn't a good attitude to have before even trying. But the renovations are going to cost money, and then what if it all goes to waste because of me?
Normally I'm the pessimist and you're the carefree one, but it seems we switch places today.
And you blame me?
Don't worry about feeling like you have to do it right by me or anything. That's not what I want you to focus on. We're walking this path together now. So you're hesitant because you're afraid you'll make my life difficult. Please don't be. Also, you said it doesn't feel right to have it all dropped into your lap, but all I can provide you is a foundation. You're the one who will have to build upon it, Giselle. There will be many challenges. It won't be an easy task, by any means. Perhaps you will fumble and falter along the way, but there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. And I will always be there to help you get back on your feet. Whatever you want to do, that's what I want as well. Anyway, well, that enough kind of rambling. The point is, I'm not going to force you to do anything.
We're walking this path together now. Almost sounds like a marriage proposal.
Well, that was the intent.
What?
I don't want to put a huge weight on your shoulders and then not be there to take some of it on my own, so if you do decide to open this cafe, let's get married first. Not that our getting married is conditional on you. What? Giselle? Giselle, her face as red as a beet, had fainted. Working off the courage to speak those words had taken a lot out of me, but no amount of preparation was enough for her actual response. We were already living together, so the matter of marriage only made a difference on paper. But I suppose I may have underestimated the potency of the word itself. I try to be as casual as possible about it, too.
Huh? It was all a dream?
It was all very real. How are you feeling? I didn't think you would actually faint.
Oh, Michelle, you really need to start giving me a heads up before you drop these bombs on me. First it was the cafe, then...
Take a deep breath. You're not even to the word yet. I don't want you fainting on me again.
Then it was this talk about getting married, which came totally out of left field. I can only handle so much at once.
My apologies. Timing and mood are not my strong suits, it seems.
That said, I'm elated. But could I have some time to think about the cafe? I want to be absolutely sure I make the right decision. Since it affects not just me, but you too.
Certainly. Take all the time you need. But please, try not to work yourself up too much over it.
Okay, I'll try.
Giselle felt uncharacteristically quiet, seemingly deep in thought. Then, quite suddenly, she jumped to her feet and announced, "I'm gonna take a little walk." She said she wanted time alone to consider, so I saw her to the door. Then she was off. It's the first time in a while we have been apart on my days off. Perhaps I should have taken this a bit slower, given how significant a choice it was. I was beginning to think that perhaps I put too much on her plate all at once. It wasn't that any of the decisions were going to be unpleasant, but they would still require a great deal of consideration. I'd known Giselle long enough to trust she would reach a conclusion she was satisfied with, but still, I couldn't completely escape from my anxiety. Nonetheless, all I could do was wait. Time feels like it's crawled to a halt without Giselle here. So check my phone, maybe she left a message. That's a rent inquiry and it's from... You're kidding me.
We really have swapped places today. Normally Michelle would be the fretting, indecisive one. I don't know what to do. It's a great opportunity, and I do want to try running a cafe, but... Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't looking where...
Before we continue, I just want to point out Looney's not coming out through the Twitch stream. So we'll have to change that setting right now. It's okay. I just checked a few minutes ago. I wasn't sure if your character would appear again, so I was gonna wait till the end.
My bad. I was screwing around on my phone and... We sure do run into each other a lot, huh? You alone today? You sulking because you got in a fight with your BF or something?
Oh, no. We're not fighting. It's nothing like that. Are you out for a walk, Maria? Whatever happened with you and your boss?
I got him to apologize, but that's about it. I'm still jobless, but floating around looking for whatever.
I'm sorry to hear that. Maria seems like someone who's got a lot of experience.
I'm actually going through this right now, which is like makes it a bit scary. Because I just quit my job and now I'm like, shit.
Quite a coincidence.
Yeah.
Then again, I did spend 1,000 years as the maid, so I guess I do too.
Why the stare? Take a picture, why don't you? It'll last longer.
Maria, I know this is kind of out of the blue, but do you mind if I ask your advice on something?
Well, that's something, alright. And now you're on the fence about whether to go through with it or not.
In a nutshell, yes.
If you don't mind me being blunt, I don't know what the hell the hang-ups is. Your BF, Michelle, was it? He said he'd help you out, right? If you're just scared of screwing up, well, you'd never get anything done with that attitude. Now, if you don't want to, that I can understand. The whole sounds like a huge pain in the ass to me.
Oh no, I absolutely want to. I keep thinking about all the things I could do with it. How I want to decorate, what kind of things I could have on the menu, what our selling point would be. I'm having so much fun just imagining it all.
So again, what's the hang-up?
I think I'm a little anxious because everything's going too well. It wasn't anything I did to get here, after all. It's all just been handed to me on a silver platter. But I know most people who try to open a cafe have to go through so much more. They have to fight so much harder to get where I am.
Just because it was harder for you doesn't make them special. And you... Sorry, I made it really small and it's harder for me to read without my glasses. Does anyone know how I can make it, like, not in multitask mode?
There should be a way to make it full screen.
Alright.
Try double pressing the home button.
I haven't had a PlayStation for very long. I don't know if you can tell.
It's fine, it's an
I'm
experience.
just like getting used to
I
it.
use that often.
Did it work?
Yeah, did you get it?
Yeah, there we go. Just because it was harder for them doesn't make them special. And just because they're fought to get there doesn't mean they're any more likely to succeed. Way I see it, you should take what's dangling in front of you while you've got the chance. You never know how long it'll actually be there. Spend too long telling yourself you don't deserve it or you're not ready, and by the time you think you are, it might be long gone. Take that silver platter and give him a gold one back later if you're that self-conscious about it. And if you're worried people will think you'll got it easy, who cares? Let those assholes think whatever they want.
Maria.
I mean, I'm thinking like, what the hell is this chick's problem? I'm out of a job here and she's worrying about being so blessed.
I walked right into that.
But we're different people with different lives, and holding that against you isn't gonna make my life any better. What did I say? You look like your eyes are about to pop out of your head.
Nothing bad, don't worry. It was really nice, actually, which kind of surprised me. I mean, this is the person whose grudge against Jacopo sparked their tragedy back then. Maybe that part of her was just amplified by the mansion's curse. And under normal circumstances, she's more laid back about things. Thank you, Maria. It's like a huge weight has been lifted from my shoulders.
I'm glad to hear it. Though if me rambling about you is enough as to clear your mind, you might have been worrying too hard to begin with.
Maybe not. I guess I was just working myself up about things, making them seem bigger than they were. But there's still one more problem I need solved. And I would really, really appreciate if you could help me with that.
Huh? Me? Help you? With what?
With starting up the cafe, if you wouldn't mind. I know it's completely out of the blue, but honestly, there's so much I wouldn't even know where to begin with. So it'd be really reassuring to have someone with lots of experience like you helping out.
Now you're going straight off the deep end. You're asking someone you just met the other day to start a business with you? Reckless, and then there's this. Holy shit, my sight.
Yeah, I should have seen that coming. I have known her for a long, long time, but as far as she's concerned, we've only just met. I'm sorry. I was being selfish. Pretend you didn't hear a thing.
Hold up. I never said no, did I?
What?
Sure, why not? The universe put me here for some reason, and if it means I don't have to go looking for a job, all the better.
You will? Really? I totally put you on the spot, and I can't even promise anything will work out, you know. Are you really willing to put your trust in someone you just met the other day? You thought we were con artists or cultists the last time.
You're the one who asked me. Don't go popping your own balloon. I'm in a betting mood today. My fate's in the universe's hands, so don't worry about me. I know I called you sketchy before, but my gut tells me I can trust you now. I feel like we've worked together somewhere before. Or what the hell am I even saying? So that's the end of that. Nice working with you, boss.
Boss might be a little premature, but yes, it's nice to have you on board, Maria.
I've never had to build a place from the ground up before. This should be fun.
It'll be a lot of work, but we can do it.
When Giselle returned, it seemed as though all her apprehensions had vanished in a puff of smoke. She was set on moving forward to the cafe. Evidently, she had also found someone to lend her a hand. Maria. I was more than a little curious as to how exactly the pieces fell in the way they did. Maria had just lost her job, although so the arrangement worked out well for everyone involved. And then after Giselle had filled me in on everything on her end, I gave her an update on my own. There will likely be someone moving in on the second floor in the near future. And our prospective new tenant was possibly someone we both knew quite well. Giselle weekdays from then on were spent scrambling to sort through the mountain of tasks that would be necessary for opening a new cafe. Even when I was at the office and not around to help, she sent me regular updates on our progress. Because we were in the city and a majority of customers were likely to be locals, she said she wanted to make it into a comfy, inviting place. I helped out whenever I had time off work, and time again, I found myself amazed at the progress. At this pace, it seemed likely the cafe would be ready to open for business in time for summer. The other day, Maria has apparently brought in an acquaintance of hers to construct a counter. And both of us were quite caught off guard when we found out exactly who that acquaintance was.
Good morning, Maria.
Morning, Giselle. I gave your address to the guy I was telling you about, so he should be here shortly. You make sure to work him to the bone.
Oh no, I could never. I feel bad enough having him help in the first place. I really should be hiring a carpenter to take care of this sort of thing.
What's the big deal? He says he loves building stuff and hard labor. What are connections if not for using? Especially at times like this.
Well, if you insist. He never did tell me his name, but out of all Maria's acquaintances I know, I'm guessing it's Jacopo?
Apologies, it took longer to get here longer than I hoped.
What? It's you?
Is she okay? She seems rather perturbed.
Yeah, just don't worry about it. She gets kinda kooky sometimes.
I see. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Yukimasa Aida. Leave all the heavy lifting to me. That's what I'm here for.
Right, yeah. I'm Giselle. Nice to meet you.
Are you sure she's okay?
I'm fine. He's not fine at all. How in the world did the two of them find each other? Why did Maria and Yukimasa end up friends? What could have happened to form this pairing?
Well, let's get to work then. Has the lumber been delivered already? If so, I'd like to saw into smaller pieces so it's easier to move. I have plenty of experience, so leave it to me.
I sure hope he doesn't mean he has lots of experience sawing up people to make their bodies easier to move.
Neither Giselle nor I expected him to show up at Maria's introduction. Nonetheless, work progressed smoothly. By the time the last vestige of spring began yielding away to the cool coming summer, the cafe's interior design had largely taken shape. And then, near the end of May, our apartment's newest resident was scheduled to arrive. We both took the day off, waiting impatiently for her arrival. We prayed it would be the reunion we had long anticipated.
Coming! It'll be just a second.
I don't get it.
It's probably the new girl. We should both go out to greet her.
Yep, you're right. It's our new neighbor. It's a pleasure to have you. And we believe with all our souls that the world was filled with hope. And we believe with all our souls that everything was better now. That this was a whole happy reunion. That we were all free of suffering and torment. Tragedy is a mere relic of the past. That we all been given completely fresh starts. While that much was true, it also wasn't the full story. We only held a small fragment of it. We knew nothing of what has transpired in the past year, before our paths had crossed with theirs once more. Each of the new tales, we took neither the role of observers, nor players able to offer them our hands. To live their own lives, well beyond our reach, and them they found what they needed to push forward. To forge their own paths.